What's up, Dunwoody? Welcome back to the podcast. It's all about Dunwoody, Georgia. My name is Matt Weber. The show is brought to you by Dr. Brett Friedman with Village Orthodontics and Discover Dunwoody. Today, I've got Lee Miller with me from EHB. So my son I forced him to play soccer his entire life growing up. He's 10 years old, and he told me he wanted to play basketball. And so I went out and tried to talk to as many people as I could, and we ended up at EHB. You guys have a skills development setup, I guess, in Chamblee. And I thought I'd have you on today, kind of talk a little bit about it because I've been so impressed by it. And I think that more parents need to know about this.
Yeah. Well, so first of all, thanks for having me on. Excited to be on today discussing basketball, all things youth sports. EHB, our Chamblee location, we opened that one in 2018. And we put all of our centers and all of our camps and all of our events together. We say, we want to be a positive environment filled with energetic coaches that will praise and push kids to get them 1% better each day, both on and off the court. And so the biggest thing for us before even basketball is a positive environment for kids, right? A place where they can go and feel loved and feel the energy of the gyms. And that's what we try to do. And we teach life lessons through the game of basketball. That's what we do.
Yeah. As far as like timing wise and like the drills that you guys do, I feel like your coaches they have it together. My son's really enjoyed it. And the way that it's set up too, like the way that you charge for it's once a week. So you can go 4 times a month or Correct. Twice a week. And kind of talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So we have,
it's year round, which is most important.
Say that part again.
And it's year round, which is most important because we couldn't find that.
It's nonstop. So on the year round part, the one that I always tell people is everybody brushes their teeth for 12 hours a year. That's a fact, right? But you got to do it for 4 minutes a day. You can't wait until December 31st and brush your teeth for 12 hours, right? That's not a good thing. Basketball, I break it down similar. You might not do it 4 minutes a day, but coming in one day a week for 75 minutes for one of our classes, you do the math and let's say that comes out to about 60 hours a year. Or if you just train the last 2 weeks or cram for the test, that's not work, right? That's not going to work in school or basketball. So that consistency of coming in once a week for the vast majority of the year, that's a huge part of our program. So we do offer memberships at ours. We have a starter membership where people come in 1 day a week, all-star where they come in 2 days a week, or an MVP where they come in 3 days a week. Some kids go up and down throughout the year if they're playing other sports, but just the consistency of coming in once or twice a week throughout the year, the improvement that we see is tremendous.
Yeah. And the sports feed off of each other as well. Like we've got some other soccer friends that go there just on Mondays. And then when soccer season starts up, they back off a little bit. But when I was learning about basketball, I was realizing that these seasons are just so compact, like just in late fall, winter time. And so it's nice to find this where every Thursday we show up. My son goes to the 3v3 and then there's a shooting drill. Talk about what all you offer throughout the week.
So for our skills classes, those memberships, there is 3 basic classes. The first is our skill development class, which is sort of all encompassing. Kids will work on their ball handling, their shooting, their passing, a little bit of 1-on-1, some 2-on-2, some gameplay and 3-on-3. That's what about 2/3 of our classes are at most of our locations. Another one of our classes is shooting. Obviously, everybody wants to shoot like Steph Curry and Caitlin Clark. So those classes that we offer in our different levels is where kids will shoot 250 to 300 form shots in the class and then get another 250, 300 game-like shots where they're just working on the reps. Not a lot of gameplay, not a lot of passing or dribbling. It's literally just form shots and getting that rep day after day.
And instruction. The instruction part is the most important part to me because I don't know how to teach my son, but your guys do. And I watch them and they're like, you need to do this different, do this different.
And that's where we talked about doing the consistency of it, right? If you come in once and for a shooting class, shooting is the toughest thing by far to hone and to develop on a child. And I get this question, maybe not every day, but definitely every week. When someone registers for one of our shooting classes, they say, hey, when am I going to see an improvement in my child? And I said, if you're coming in 1 day a week in our awesome facilities with our awesome coaches who've been trained and know how to teach everything, give us 14 months, 15 months, and you'll start to see a change, right? I mean, that's how long it takes. Now, again, if you come in twice a week, maybe it's 6 months, but it takes a long time to shoot. The third class that we have is our 3v3. That is just awesome. It's Kids don't play outside anymore. While we would love for kids to play outside on playgrounds, it just doesn't happen anymore. So we've sort of brought that in-house, and kids play 3-on-3 for 75 minutes with coaches instructing them, refereeing a little bit and teaching very lightly, but allowing kids to play freely.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of when they lose the ball, that's when one of the coaches comes up and talks to them while the rest of the kids continue on. It works well. And I need to get my son into the shooting class, because although that's probably not as fun, that's what he really needs to do, because he's learned all these bad habits, like where he puts one foot forward and, shoots from his waist. And now that we're watching all of these YouTube videos and, Steph Curry redesigning his shot as a freshman in high school or whatever.
Yes.
I realized, okay, he needs a professional. Dad can't coach him forever. And so
it's a lot of reps and the right reps. With that. Right. Yeah. So we're glad to help out any player, any parent out there, show them how to shoot the proper way. And then it's that getting that form, and then no different than anything else, it's a muscle memory where you don't even have to think. If you're still thinking about how I'm shooting and holding the basketball, you're not a great shooter yet. It's got to just be muscle memory.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So we've gone through the training. Let's talk about EHBL. Is that what it's called? The league that you guys started. I love that you're doing the league kind of slightly off the calendar of all these other ones. Like we were with, was it Dunwoody United Methodist, and Dunwoody Baptist has one. All Saints has a league, but you guys just start a little bit earlier. And I know you've worked with those leagues before. What's the difference between what you guys are doing?
So the vast majority of leagues are synonymous with the season of basketball, whether it's high school or college, and is a winter sport, right? It's going November, December, January, maybe a little bit of February. We did not want to compete with those when we came up with the EHBL about 2 years ago and rolled it out for the first time a year ago. So we run a fall programming, call it August, September, and October. And then we run a spring league, which is more February, March, and April. So we run it off of the other seasons. So a fall league and a spring league. And we just run some really cool things in that league that make it different than literally any other league, definitely in Atlanta, and from any other league that I've seen, in the United States, the way it's run on the youth level.
Yeah. And they play other EHB teams, correct?
They do. So everything's in-house. We have 4 facilities here in Atlanta. You guys are at the Chamblee location, but we have one in Alpharetta, one in Beaufort, and one in Peachtree City. And so we have a couple teams in each division. There's a 3rd, 4th, a 5th, 6th, and a 7th, 8th grade division. And kids have a team at their facility where they practice, but then they go and travel to the other facilities on Saturday and play 2 games every Saturday.
All right, quick timeout. You thinking about selling your home this year? Probably not. Statistically, like 10% of you are. And if that's you, I would love to be a realtor right now. If that's not you, plug into my What's Up Dunwoody Facebook pages and groups. You can follow Top End ATL on TikTok and Instagram. Let me help keep you informed on what's going on around town. And then when you do need an agent, you know right where to find me. Or maybe you know somebody who would like to move to the area. You can send them some of What's Up Dunwoody stuff and say something like, this guy would be a fun agent to work with. Because it's true. I'm actually super fun to work with. And I know this city, and I love this city more than the next guy. So if you ever need a real estate question answered, a neighborhood opinion, or just help connecting the dots around Dunwoody, hit me up. And thanks for listening to the podcast. This episode and every episode of the show is brought to you by Discover Dunwoody, Dunwoody's destination marketing organization that is focused on promoting the city, supporting local businesses, and driving visitors here. And if you follow What's Up Dunwoody on social, you've already seen a lot of their stuff. I'm constantly sharing their amazing videos that they put out because, frankly, they're better than I can make. So why not share theirs? The events page on their website is another one of the best resources in the city, and way more people should be using it. It's constantly updated. So bookmark whatsupdunwoody.com/events and look at it once a week, because there's always something fun happening here. You just don't know where to find it.
So it does feel like travel basketball in terms of reaching other facilities and traveling to different parts of Metro Atlanta.
Yeah. Well, I love that he's just so... my son gets a little stressed with school, and with soccer, it was like 4 days a week. And so this has been really nice, where just every Thursday night he goes and plays his 3v3. He's got a couple of buddies that show up with him. He's made a few friends there. He's really enjoyed it. And so we've really enjoyed it. If you can't show up on a Thursday, you can show up on a Tuesday and mix it up a bit. But yeah.
Yeah, there's 6 days. We offer classes 6 days a week. Friday is really the only day that we don't offer classes throughout the entire calendar year. So I always tell parents when they're approaching us about their child's development, I said, how many kids do you have, right? If you have one child, you can make any day work. Some parents and families have multiple kids and multiple sports. So then tell me what day you have available. And if it's Friday, if Friday's your only day, then you're in a pickle with us. But any other day, we're offering 3 to 4 different classes going on in each one of our facilities, which makes it really great for parents. And then, like I said, your son's in 3-on-3, and this fall he might choose to do shooting for a couple months and then transition to the skills class. They can move from class to class, which makes it really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, we're thinking about picking up that second day a week. His best friend started doing the 2 days a week, and it's paid off. So we need to step up to that. What's the best way for people to sign up, and like how do people get into it? I know what we did was kind of like look online, and I just started asking everybody that I knew, and the people that actually knew sent me to you guys. How do people find more about you?
Yeah, so each one of our facilities has their own website. You can go to elitehoopsbasketball.com to see all the facilities. You guys are at EHB Chamblee, so it's ehbchamblee.com, ehbalpharetta.com, EHB Buford, and EHB Peachtree City. So you can go to any one of those to register a child. And then we have different tiered memberships. If you would like a 1 day a week, 2 day a week, or a 3 day a week or membership, you can choose from those. And a really cool thing that I don't even know if you've seen this, we just put up the banners. We just rolled out. So many of our kids were staying for not just for 6 months and then go into a different sport. They're literally staying year round with us. They might go play football and other sports, but they're just training with us 1 day a week. So
I think that's what we're going to do. Yeah.
We just came up with a new program. It's a 12-month membership. So you commit to us for 12 months and then you save, at least 30%, across the board on your monthly fees. The MVP package actually gets you a free Nike camp, which is, $330, get you 20% off some of the other clinics. So, since so many people were committing to us, I said, hey, we'll do the same thing and we'll lower some of these prices if you're going to commit to a 12 months of training with us, which is awesome for both of us.
We were a little late to join with the Nike camps, but that's something you guys do. Is it all summer? Is that when most of the time?
It is.
So we entered spring break and that kind of thing, or is it just summertime?
Just summer camp. So we entered into a partnership with Nike basketball camps in 2005. We ran our own camps 2003 and 4. In 2005, I always say we got approached by one of the members from Nike basketball camps, saw the way I was running basketball camps and was really impressed with it. And I said, that's similar to the pretty girl asking you to homecoming, right? It's a very simple answer. The answer is yes. So they said, would you like to put
Nike on something? My son's going to want to sign up for it.
Yeah. Would you like to have Nike on your camp name? So it was a no-brainer. So we run them at all of our facilities and also in 9 other states across the Southeast. So this summer we had a total of 196 camps cranking this summer. But yeah, at all of our locations during the summer, different camps. There's select camps, there's shooting camps, there's 3-on-3 camps. So your son loves the 3-on-3. We have a full week of 9 to 12. Some of our camps are full, some are half day. But there's a 3-on-3 camp. It's 3 hours, 9 to 12 for 4 days a week, right? So they will just play 3-on-3 for 3 hours every single day. It's amazing.
Yeah. Everybody's looking for a place to put their kid during the summer as well. And so although we were a little late to it, I saw EHB as kind of just a place that you go weekly. And when you guys do offer camps and that kind of stuff, it's a lot easier to get him to say, oh yeah, I'll do that camp. I want to do that camp if he's used to being there and used to the facilities and that kind of stuff. And so it's right next to Chick-fil-A off of Peachtree Industrial. It's 5 minutes from my house. And so it's been very, very nice for us. So we appreciate
that's a everything. Great, that location's, the shopping center across the way since we moved in there in 2018 has completely been redone. So now there's a brand new Publix in there. There's a Dunkin' Donuts. There's a home store. So it's great for parents who, if you're just coming for that class. About a third of the parents stay and watch. About a third of the parents stay in our lobby and watch TV and work on their laptops. And then a third of them drop their kid off and then go shopping and get some errands done for that 75 minutes. So it's just it's an awesome location in that area.
Yeah, the lobby's really cool too. I always see people sitting in there.
Awesome.
Working on their computers.
Yes. Grinding to pay for their kids' sports. That's what they're doing.
There you go. Yeah. Aren't we all? Okay, well, cool. Is there anything else that you want to mention, Lee, before we go?
No, I was going to say
we appreciate the Weber family. Really appreciates what you guys have done and what you've built, and it's nice to just plug into something and then all of a sudden, like that is basketball now. Like, well, that's the neat thing. My kids know basketball.
And you touched on. You said he goes to 3-on-3, and he loves playing 3-on-3 in there. He has a couple friends there. We have call it about 500 kids that come through that gym on a regular basis throughout a week or throughout the month. And that's what we've tried to create there in terms of kids having fun, playing basketball and all that good stuff. But then they feel connected. It feels like a community, right? And they want to go and they start to meet other kids that might be at a different school or a private school or that are baseball players. And it starts to feel community, which is really, really important to me too.
Yeah. So he has, we're kind of just now getting into basketball, but over the last couple summers, he's played at different camps and, we went to Dunwoody Baptist and he sees all of those kids at EHB too, which is cool. It's like that the community, the whole basketball community does know about you guys.
Well, awesome. And hopefully those are the better players because they're training with us, right?
Yeah, or at least the nice kids too. That's what he's made a couple of good friends there already. Which
that's
sports
really
is the best way to make friends. It's just that's because all I did growing up, but it is. It's you've got something in common, and it's a reason to talk to the kid next to you.
And you're working hard towards a goal together, right? You're working hard towards something, and then you have some off times where you're hanging out in the lobby or having lunch with those kids, and they get to become your inner circle, your close buddies for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure the camps are the next level. That's what we need to get into next year. So, I appreciate you coming on, man. Is there anything else you want to mention before?
No. Again, thank you for having me on. Glad to be a part of the community there in DeKalb County with all the surrounding areas of Brookhaven and Dunwoody and Chamblee and Buckhead. So just glad to be a beacon of light for some of these young hoopers, boys and girls, to achieve that next level of their dream of playing high school varsity basketball.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for coming on, Lee. If you are in Dunwoody, you have a child Dunwoody has a pretty good, group of places to play, but another option is right there in Chamblee and it's year round, which you can't beat.
Can't beat. We're there 6 days a week. So just hop on in and work on your game.
Cool. Well, thanks a lot, Lee.
Thanks for having me on. We'll talk soon.